Have you noticed how new divers on Discover Scuba Diving programme, they happily swim around in mid-water without any knowledge of buoyancy control? They just have fun. It doesn't take them very long to get used to the new three-dimensional environment, especially if their mind is occupied by frisbees and other underwater toys. Now, modern instructors have certainly noticed that these new divers are, well, diving. So when they introduce new skills on an open water course, it just doesn't make any sense at all to stop them from diving in order to anchor them to the floor to teach them a new skill. So right from the very beginning, new divers are encouraged to swim around for a while, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, until they're comfortable, and then a new skill like regulator clearing can then be introduced. There's no reason on earth why a large percentage of new divers can't take the regulator out and put it back in again while they're swimming around. This not only gives massive confidence, but it's also fun, and they're doing exactly what they come along to do, and that's to go diving. Of course, the instructor and the team needs to be in total control in each and every one of their divers, but that's not difficult to do in confined water. Now, before we discuss more complex skills like mast clearing, for example, I'd just like to talk about something else that's vitally important, and that's the trim of the new diver. Modern instructors know just how important it is for new divers to be properly balanced in the water. It's virtually impossible for a new diver to swim around in mid-water if they're being overweighted, especially if wearing weight belts. It's easy to imagine that too much weight in the middle of the body is compensated by air in the BCD. This encourages the diver to be in a heads up and feet down position, and this means that the fins, they just don't work. And in turn it encourages the diver to use their hands to propel themselves forward. Shorty wetsuits also give buoyancy to the upper part of the body, and this doesn't help either. So although full-length suits, or maybe no suits at all, and integrated weights certainly help to achieve good trim, well, all I'm saying is that whatever configuration is used, it's imperative that divers are horizontal right from confined dive 1. Now, you can involve the students to achieve this. You've already discussed the importance of good trim in the classroom, so ask them to swim around, give them some spare weights with some clips on, and they can act as buddy pairs, clipping weights onto different parts of each other's equipment until they're comfortable. The trim of a new diver is probably the single most important factor that modern instructors concentrate on right at the beginning of each session, so that divers can be comfortable and learn new skills naturally. So some skills like mast clearing are a bit more complex. Divers have to concentrate on different sub-skills, allowing water in, looking slightly upwards, breathing in through the mouth, then out through the nose, and all the time touching the top of the mast to encourage the water to leave the mask. It's probably a bit too much to ask the students to attempt this while swimming around, but there's no reason on earth why they can't be resting on their fin tips, legs apart for stability, while they concentrate on clearing their mask. It's fine for them to be leaning forward also, just like when they would be when they're diving. Well, of course, once they've been successful a few times clearing their mask, they can be encouraged to swim around and practice more and more clearing their mask in mid-water. I've got another video on YouTube that concentrates on the importance of effective practice and how instructors can allow people to learn. Now, for the last couple of years, I've been focusing a lot more on buoyancy on my PADI IDCs. My IDC candidates have had a lot of fun practicing skills while neutrally buoyant. They've performed teaching presentations while neutrally buoyant in front of the PADI examiners during their instructor exam. And of course, they've taken these practices back to their dive centres. And they tell me that their students love being taught in this manner. And when they get to open water, there's very little need for any platform or sandy bottom to settle on to perform skills. So if you'd like to know more about my teaching, or you'd like to attend any of my courses, please, subscribe to this YouTube channel and give me a call now to ask me any questions.